Thank you for joining me today. If you hear some wood chewing in the background, it's because I've got a couple of beavers out running around here, chewing everything up they can find. So anyway, got to tire them out somehow. Today I figured I'd get into the woods and finally do a reveal of my most ludicrous, ridiculous creation that I came up with to forge. It's based on the Spetsnaz survival machete / knife, and it turned into like a survival axe type thing. So we'll see what you think. I still haven't given it a name yet, so feel free to put in the comments below and give it a name. Let's see what you can get for it. So as you can see, I've got it clipped to the belt right now. Hangs off the side right here, nice and comfortably out of the way, and that's in its sheath. So we'll unclip it. That's the clip right there for it. And as you can see, kind of a ridiculous type sheath, but that's all I could think of, with leather to keep it lightweight, and it's still a little bit pliable. I haven't waxed it yet, it needs waxing. Once I wax it, that'll stiffen up the leather quite a bit, and it'll also give it a bit more waterproofing as well, and protect the knife a bit better. As you can see, I got my logo on both sides, so this is number 7 in the creations. So and I figured I'd go with a leather wrap handle instead of my typical wood handle that I usually do. I haven't quite moved on to the Kydex yet, but that's a future project, and I will probably end up making a Kydex sheath for this eventually. But yeah, for now I like it. She looks very redneck and vintage, so I got a nice plaited hanging loop there for it as well, so you can hang it up in your tent. So let's take a look at this beast. Before I start, as you can see, I've got a hammer, pry bar, second pry bar / chisel. So I can still use this as a hammer even though it's in the sheath. And you'll see why it's got such an elaborate sheath in a second. There she is. If you can see that, because the light's not very good. So we have a saw blade. That is a 7.5-inch saw blade on top, with a 7-inch blade on the bottom. We also have a 4.5-inch axe blade on top, and also, not only, let's put this sheath away, hang this off my belt a second. Not only is it a knife, axe, saw, hammer, pry bar, it's also a draw knife, so I can do some good crafting tasks around camp. So as you can see, the saw's pretty rough and pretty Mad Max style-y. That was done with an angle grinder and a Dremel tool. We'll see how she cuts for you. I'll show you. She does cut. It's not the neatest of jobs, but she'll cut stuff that your knife won't, if you need it to. So it's got a nice weight to it. It weighs about 5 pounds. I think it's the same as my usual camping axe I take out with me, the S-Wing. So yeah, that's why I made it for multitasking and just some craziness. So this is all hand forged out of a piece of 5160 spring steel, like I said earlier. So let's do some chopping with it and see what she can do. I'm going to start small and then I'm going to work up. I got a dead standing tree right here. I'm going to do some chopping into that and see what we can do with it, and then I'll finish it off with that new Comedian saw that I wanted to show you guys how that chops, and show that off a bit, because it's a brand that I've never heard of before, made in South Korea I should say, and yeah, built in the USA, so should be good steel. Let's see how it goes. So let's check out what this baby can do, and see what else we can create. I'm going to chop through this 1-inch dead standing tree right now and see what she can do. So she shake her a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. That's why you gotta be careful of widowmakers. So I'm going to chop this down right now, and let's do it. Let's do it. Oh yeah. There you go. So that's the first tree she's chopped down. only a little one. Probably wouldn't want to do anything big with this because it's only a small blade, but you know what, she'll do the job. Right, next, what should we do next? Next bit of chaos. Let's find something to chop on. Let's chop this baby up. Time, people, let's whittle this up into smaller chunks. And we'll try the saw straight after. Oh, she's moving. Basically done. Up here. There you go. That went quite nice. See, this doesn't help that this bloody log's soft and rotted. Taking a lot of whip out of it. Not too bad at all. She's still sharp. She's still sharp. Alright, let's test the saw out. Let's test the saw out on this thing. Like I said, I used an angle grinder and a Dremel to try and make this. Never made a saw before in my life. And during forging, I did try and splay these out by hammering them out just to give it a little extra width so it wouldn't bind as it got deeper. But I think I accidentally angle ground that out when I was tidying up the finish. So yeah, let's see how this does. It's cutting, it's cutting. That's not too bad. Not as quite as quick as probably what a normal saw will be, but you know what, it's a survival saw, so it's get you out of bad patches. It's not one I'd take into the bush all the time. And she's starting to bind up now. Yeah, like I said, I lost the width. Let's see how far she'll go without binding. That's okay. She's going. She's going. Yeah, I'm going to twist it around. I'm binding too much. Not bad at all. I think I've bought worse axes, to be honest. I've bought worse saws, to be honest. So there you have it. Now let's try out the hammer. I'm going to chop this into a spike and we'll go from there. God, it's rotted log. That's a spike. Okay. Put it into the ground. It's a hammer, it works. So as you see, I bearded this axe too, so you can grip hold of stuff and pull them back and grab hold of them. Grab all the logs. If your one rolls away, you can grab hold of it, pull it backwards. So that's the saw. the axe, the hammer tried out. Let's try the plane. Or the draw knife. Let's give that a go. Let's test out the knife on this thing now. I'm not going to use it towards me, for the simple reason is I don't want to cut in the triangle of death if I don't have to. By the triangle of death, I mean the area around your groin. For the simple reason is you have two big femoral arteries going up through your quads there, basically on the side of your quads. One there, one there. If you put a nick in those, you'll have high pressure blood coming out and you'll bleed out in a matter of minutes. It's one of the biggest arteries in your body, if not the biggest. And also you have your groin, which also has some major arteries in it, and I don't particularly want to cut my groin. So I'm going to cut away, I'm going to push away from me, and let's see what she can do. I'm going to try and make some nice feathers now. That's why I built this a little longer, so I can hold on to it. See, I'm working this bloody knot here, so let's spin it round. I was playing around earlier on this side, so there you have it. She feathers. So that is the Survival Chaos, which is the NE number 7, or the NE number 7 if you're a fan of Monty Python movies. And NE. So yeah. Anyway, that's the axe for you. Hope you enjoyed that, and that's my little bit of chaos, my little bit of a reveal for this section. Thanks for joining me, guys and girls, and as always, get on my Patreon page please. Anything you can give to support the channel will be excellently appreciated. Yeah, you gotta like my words all over the bloody place. And yeah, a lot more to come. Thanks for joining me. Before I chop down this dead standing tree here with the saw, I want to see how this baby throws. I test all my blades to be able to work in harder conditions. All my knives go through the nail test, where you hammer them through a nail and then test the sharpness, just like Forged in Fire. So I'm going to throw this baby now and see if she'll stick. My technique might be off, so just bear with me. Yeah, okay, span wrong. Oh. Away, Duncan, away. Oh, look at that, that was number 2. She stuck right in there. Let's go again, see if we get that again. See if we have a better throw. Oh, the blade hit it, it just didn't stick. The tree's rotted. Tree's rotted. There you go, she throws. Beautiful.